Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're reviewing one of my favorite cars, a 2022 Audi R8 Performance Spyder. Yes, this is the convertible version of the R8. So as you know, I own a 2011 Audi R8 V10 with a gated manual. Always wanted to add a new R8 to the channel, and hopefully at some point I will. Life goals. So they made this new version starting in model year 2017. Rumor has it that 2023 will be the last one, so get it while you can. As you know, they're not going to be making V10s anymore. This is a beautiful car. Let's see what we have here. We have steel brakes. You can always tell by this texture. I prefer steel to ceramics, to be honest with you. This car has the optional sport exhaust. Now, that not only gives you a better sound, but it gives you like an extra mode, essentially a race mode in the configurator, which we'll go over in a few minutes. It's a really good looking car. This has grown on me, the new Audi grille, but I think it is a very good looking car now. When it first came out with this grille, I still kind of prefer the first gen that I have, but this has grown on me. It looks so much better. Now, I think I'm colorblind because to me this car looks white, but it's actually Suzuka gray, and Suzuka gray is very similar to Hockenheim silver on the BMW. So I know this is a very sought after color. People prefer this color actually on the car. I think this is the most desirable color for the car, and it's only downside of the convertible is you can't see the engine. So as we walk back here, we'll have to drive with the top up because it is kind of windy. You just press the button in the middle, the top comes up. This is your wind blocker. Now you also have a rear window here. So just like the McLaren 12C and 650S, you can lower that when the top's up to hear better sound. Now it's a 90-degree day. You're also going to let in heat, obviously. And it's a shame that you can't see this beautiful V10 engine because it is a masterpiece. So somebody once told me, and I believe it, that an R8 is a Lamborghini with a suit on. And I believe that it is. You get so much more for your money. Plus, you get a lot more interior room. Special thanks to Tim at DCH Montclair Acura in Verona, New Jersey for providing the car. As you can see, we have backup sensors here. We have a huge Audi factory sport exhaust. We have Michelin rubber on the car. I like Michelin tires the best, to be honest with you, because they do well in the rain. Now, the convertible only has the side blade here, but this one is carbon fiber. You also have for rollover protection, these pop up in case you find yourself in an unfortunate situation. The door handles are a little hidden here. Here you have the intake for that V10 engine. This is a pretty loaded car. You got the Bang & Olufsen, which is a fantastic stereo. I had it on my S8 and it was phenomenal. Why not listen to tunes? But the real tunes you want to listen to, of course, is that V10 engine. All right, so this is your typical Audi steering wheel. Now, this is the generation where they didn't do the screen. So just like the TTRS, everything is here, including the backup camera. The climate control is very easy to use. I love the pods here. The air conditioning works great. You have to move the top up. We're gonna pull this button, and then this is our rear window that we can raise and lower to hear some more sound, even with the top up. And then you can go through your navigation, but remember, it's all on the screen, which we'll explain in a second. And this is the button you get here, almost similar to the F-Types. So here with the sport exhaust, you get that extra race mode. So it's really hot, so I think we need to start this up. And we're just going to press the button to roll up the top. All right, so we're going to raise the top. What we do is press down for top up. It's kind of a little counterintuitive, and as you can see, it's coming up, coming over us right now. And then the buttress is going up behind us. All right. You can go up to 30 miles an hour to do it. We're going to roll up the windows here. Now the air conditioning is blasting, so we'll try to lower it a little bit here. You have rear defrosters, and you have heated seats, which is big on a convertible. My only convertible is an S2000. There's no heated seats. So this obviously you have more driving weather. And if we look in the mirror here, we're raising the window now, so that'll give us the most air conditioning. When we get going, we'll lower it to try to get some more sound. So all the buttons are pretty intuitive here. You have your navigation, which I like being right here. and you can go through everything, entertainment, radio. Now you have your drive select button, so you can drive in auto, which will adjust for you. It'll be comfortable when you're just moseying along. If you start getting aggressive, then it'll go more into a dynamic mode. So you can go into dynamic. You change it by pressing the button on the steering wheel here. So dynamic is going to give you, see how it got louder? So dynamic, I hope you can hear that with the air conditioning on. And then you can play around with your Google Maps here. I don't know, I don't want route guidance. Let's just change the view there. There you go. So I like the tachometer front and center, almost like the Porsches, where that's analog, and then gives you the miles per hour. We'll load this air conditioning a little bit. So when we hit the drive select button, we can go into individual mode now. Now remember, so we're going to go into comfort. Watch the exhaust get lower. See how quiet it just got? So now drive select again, and dynamic, and listen to the tone change. See, it got about twice as loud. Wait till we get going, it's really a difference. All right, so we can now do the race mode here, and that's giving us performance. Now it says stabilization control, so warning, it's reduced stability. So it's gonna give us a more playful. So this is the rear drive version. So again, 5.2 liter V10, 562 horsepower, 406 foot-pounds of torque, rear drive. So you can get these in all-wheel drive as well, Quattro, which is gonna be a rear drive, rear-based all-wheel drive system, but it's $50,000 more. So I would get the rear drive, save the money. Now we can also go into individual, and we click on there, whoops, and then we can kind of change our settings on individual, you know, if we want more throttle response or sound, that kind of stuff there. I like the flat bottom steering wheel. I like the perforated leather here. It feels good in your hand. These are probably one of the best paddles, this and PDK. They're very high quality, and they got some heft to them. They're thicker paddles. They feel like you're in a $200,000 luxury car. You have the front trunk, which is kind of like the front like you have on Porsches, and that's pretty much it. So it's really, really easy to use. Now, if you go into your backup camera here, so we're putting in reverse, that's the beep for reverse. The backup camera's here. The only downside is just like some of the newer McLarens, when you turn the wheel, you can't see what's behind you. So you're getting out of your space, you kind of got to have to look around the backup camera. And I like that it shows your car here with your V10 engine. Now you can kind of see the engine. That's how the convertible looks. You don't see it. All right, so let's go into drive. It takes a while for this camera to come off. We're going to drive. We can go in manual mode, and I'll get to that in a second. I think we go down one more. That's sport, drive, and we'll go in manual mode, so we actually have to use the paddle shifters. All right, so now we're in, let's go. Let's just drive in dynamic. I think that's the safest way to do it. Okay, so now we have the exhaust sound. Now we're in manual mode, but it'll downshift to first for us. Let's just wait till this road clears a little bit because we're gonna be behind some slow traffic. All right, so let's go. Now it's a V10, so you don't buy this worrying about gas mileage. In my V10 manual, and this is probably geared better to give you better mileage on the highway. You know, at 80 miles an hour, I'm at like 4,000 RPM, so it really sucks the gas. But my car, and this just like this, my car has a 23-gallon gas tank. I get about 8 in the city, about maybe 16 on the highway, and I average about 12, 13. If I drive like a granny, I think I could pull off 14 in mixed driving. So again, you're not buying this for gas mileage. Now the ride is pretty comfortable. It's not as good as the Ferrari bumpy road mode, but it's an Audi, so it's got a very compliant suspension. Again, we're in dynamic mode, not comfort mode. Now you could see it tells us what gear we're in. So M stands for manual mode, 3 stands for third gear, and then we're in sport. So I believe we have a total of 7 speeds here. Let's like everybody go through the light but us. And I think, oh, look at that old Camaro. That's like a 67 or 68. Unfortunately, it's not that fast. Oh my. It's a muscle car, so it's not going to take these turns. We might have to go on these turns a second time. Now, it's pretty quiet in here being a convertible. This is definitely an insulated top. It probably sounds to me like the coupe we drove. If you follow the channel, you know we did a 2018 rear drive, which was the RWS, which stands for Rear Wheel Series, where there were 999 made in the world. And that car had an aftermarket exhaust and it was crazy loud. And I loved that car. Like, I absolutely loved it. I think this guy is going to drive very slow. So what I think I'm going to do is pull over and let these fine cars go by. Yeah, he's going. It's a straight line drag car. It's not what we would call. I don't know what's going on. I think my phone. All right, so I'm just trying to get a little breather here for these nice turns. So here you show your navigation, easy to read, except again when you're turning the steering wheel. I kind of would prefer it to be here, to be honest, but I certainly get it. All right, cars are coming, so we're gonna go. So it really stays flat. For a convertible, it's probably one of the best handling convertibles. And you really feel it's got a little playfulness to it because it's rear drive. Now, I think all-wheel drive, it would be faster, probably half a second faster, 0 to 60. All right, let's take those turns again. Now we have the rear window open so you can really hear it. Not super fast, but certainly fast enough. And literally like 0 body roll. Dual clutch works fantastic. And you can feel that rear drive. There's no all-wheel drive pulling me out of the turn. And people can hear you coming. You put it in the sport mode, they know that you're coming for sure. And then what I like best about this, besides being a V10, is it's naturally aspirated, no turbos here. So you're buying this car for the sound. There are faster cars. But it kind of reminds me of like a Porsche GT3 because it's just naturally aspirated. Instead of getting a 6, you're getting a 10, which for the street, I would take any day of the week. Now for the track, the Porsche is just such good handling with its, yeah, that's really a track car for the street. So on the track, that would destroy this car. It's much lighter, much more nimble, but if you just want to have fun in the street, you can't go wrong with any R8 coupe or convertible. All right, so this guy signaled right, and then he signaled left, and now he's signaling left again. And now he's not signaling, but braking and signaling right. See, that's how you do it. And you have power for days with this car. But it's got power low down, but realistically, you really got to be that 5, 6, 7, 8,000 to get that power out of it. It's a naturally aspirated V10. Remember, it's got a lot more horsepower than torque, right? 562 as opposed to, I believe, 406 foot-pounds of torque. So how is it making that horsepower? By building revs. Now, a faster car, that if you want to get something with 100 horsepower more, you're probably looking at a 488 Ferrari Spyder if you're looking at convertibles, or even coupes if you compare coupes to coupes. And they're going to cost you at least $100,000 more, probably maybe $150,000 more to be realistic. So I think I would take this. If money's no object, then certainly take the Ferrari. I probably would too if money was no object. But if I'm spending my money, R8 all the way, I think my V10 gated manual is a keeper. But I wouldn't mind adding one of these, perhaps a convertible, to my collection at some point in time. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Leave a comment. It costs you nothing to like and leave a comment. That really helps me in the YouTube algorithm. And follow DCH Acura. Check out their website. They're located in Verona, New Jersey, and they always have about 80 Glen cars in stock. Everything from GT3s, TR8s, to Lamborghinis, to manual transmission sports cars. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.
I won't break